gallbladder. A gallbladder helps digest fatty foods. So those who don't have their gallbladder, they sometimes have to make sure that their diet is not high in fats or not high with like fried foods, because this gallbladder, the bile, B-I-L-E, which is green, which is why this is green, the bile helps digest food. It has digestive enzymes, and so this is the gallbladder. So if you lay down the liver, you can't really see it, the heart, the liver, then the gallbladder. This layout of the frog is exactly the layout of you. So yes, your heart, your liver, gallbladder. Alright, so then now we have the intestine, the stomach is this larger piece right here. The stomach, as hopefully you know, digestive system. And it's also a circulatory system, because what you eat gets into your blood by way of the stomach, small intestine, and large intestine. So if we were to take the liver and move it in this direction over here, we would notice how much further up the stomach goes. It goes right up in here, okay? Way up. Yes, thank you, Holden. And so if we were to come in by way of mouth, let's see if we can do this. I don't know if we can. Oh boy. But if we were to go back to the mouth, we would have gone straight down, and you would have eventually have gone down through the esophagus and into the stomach. And so as we lift this up, eventually it would be connected, and it is, you can see how it's directly under the heart. So, whoops, hold on, let me fix that for you. I got it. Alright, sorry about that. So, the stomach, remember, you're going to eat your food, the nutrition will eventually get into your circulatory system. Digestive system and circulatory system work together. The digestive system breaks down the foods, and the circulatory system will deliver the nutrients into your blood. Alright, if we keep lifting, good. We keep lifting. Okay, so now we're going to try to figure out this whole bunch of stuff underneath. So the stomach is basically from here to here. Attached to your stomach, which you are familiar with, are the intestines. You have small intestines, which are long but skinny, and then you have a large intestine, which actually is this right here, and it's filled with poo, by the way. A lot of frogs are always filled with poo. So this is the large intestine. The large intestine is not long, but its surface area. Huh? Yeah. But the surface area, it's wider. So small intestine. So stomach, small intestine, which is how your nutrients move from the stomach into your small intestine and then gets into your bloodstream. Now, the large intestine, all it does is hold waste and making sure that it gets removed from your body at a different time. Alright, so those are the main parts. Okay, so there are still some, I want to get, again, because I've been doing this, I know what can be removed and how to remove it easily, which is why it may not seem like I'm taking my time doing this. Okay, a little bit more helpful. Now, another thing that you might see.
There's one thing I'm surprised about.
Yes.
It does not smell.
Right, yes.
Clear that up real quick. It does not smell.
Thank you
Your
for
house will
saying.
not smell bad.
Yeah, that's right. It does not smell. I would have also soaked these frogs in water a few days before we had dissected them to get rid of the chemical smell. Now, what we're going to do now is to look for the lungs. The lungs, every year the kids say they look like raisins. And they do. Once you find them, like here is one lung right here.
Oh, wow. That
looks like a shriveled
raisin.
up raisin. Well, we have two lungs, so we now have to go to the other side of the heart.
How much shriveled up can you be?
And find the lung on the other side, and there it is. That's the other lung. side? So we've had the heart, the lungs.
What's next?
Good question. Okay, so these finger-like projections right here, these are called fat bodies. Fat bodies are around the reproductive organs of both male and female frogs because they don't have the layer of fat like we do. Polar bears, grizzly bears, black bear, they have fat particularly for their reproductive organs to protect them and so that they will be able to reproduce with their egg and their sperm. So these are called fat bodies, and normally they would be protecting the ovaries and keeping them warm within waters that are cold. Okay. Also, as I've got this all lifted up, I can see it. This is called the spleen right here, this little red piece. The spleen helps clean the red blood cells. It's like a filtering system. Some people don't have their spleen. You can live without your spleen. You can live without your gallbladder. You can live without part of your liver. You can live without part of your intestines. Yeah, right. Not that you want to, but when you hear people having surgery and having things removed, that's just how it is. You don't have to worry about replacing it or anything. Now, if we go even further underneath the spleen, you can see this, again, like saran wrap type membrane. I don't know how else to describe it. But if we start to tear it away, we still have to find something else down below. So keep holding that. I'm going to cut away some of this to see if we can find what we're looking for, which you have to have a minimum of one of this next organ that I'm looking for. Sometimes people get transplants of these, and what I am trying to find for you all is the kidney. I'm struggling on this side. I'm going to have to flip to the other side because it doesn't look like much right now for you all. So if I go over here, there's this maroon reddish piece right here. Again, got to get rid of some things sometimes.
Let me just
hold that. Yeah.
Some more so it's easy to rip.
Okay, so pull up on it. Yes. Okay, so there, we're opening it up a little bit better. Right here, this long piece, which is more maroon or red, again, hard to see, we'll get back to it in a little bit. The kidneys. The kidneys filter your blood. They take the urine out of your blood for you to be able to keep your blood clean. People are on dialysis, which means dialysis removes the blood from the body, puts it into a machine, cleans the blood of toxins, and then puts it back in your body. The reason they're on dialysis is because their kidneys don't work like they should, and your body builds up with toxins, and you become in shock or septic shock, and you become quite ill. People have kidney transplants. You can live with one kidney. And then the urinary bladder would be down below, and I'm not sure, I may have already cut through it. It's really hard. I think this is the urinary bladder right here. So think of a bladder. A bladder is, you hold things in a bladder. There's a water bladder, a urine bladder, things like that. That's different than the gallbladder. Alright, so now what we're going to do is to take out the organs, which we would have done in class. We've talked about the circulatory system, the digestive system, reproductive system, muscular system, skeletal system, and the reason we're doing a frog is because it matches our body. What I like to do is to take this whole thing out. How I've done that in the past is that I would go where I think would be the bottom of the large intestine. So basically my scissors are straight up and down. Yeah, that large intestine. Ugh. And I'm
that open.
and so I just start to cut it. Again, I'm more familiar with doing this, but you would be able to do it too. I know that the kidneys are right here. So if I lift this up, those two red pieces right there, those are the kidneys. So I know I've got to cut under the kidneys. So, as Holden is holding that up, I'm going to slide the probe in here to lift up what I have here. And we're going to cut directly along the spine of the frog. And then you'll be able to see the spinal cord and again the skeletal system. So hold and let go. And what happens is you would just continue to be holding on to the organs. You probably have your partner helping you out. You would keep lifting, and then because I have done this, I would be able to tell you where to cut. You would be asking me if this is right or wrong and whatnot, and I would have helped you. We are going to then go to the top of the heart. We are now going to cut down to be able to try to lift out all of the organs. So there's the heart that Holden has the tweezers around. I'm going to go to the top of the heart, punch the scissors down, make a cut, which I probably am cutting the esophagus or the very top of the stomach. Doesn't look like much, it doesn't feel like much, but I do what I can. Then I go back here to see if I'm able to take them out. They're still pretty tight. So I know that I need to come back up here and I start tugging on it and I'm cutting through it. Oh, we need that long. Okay, so I've taken out all the organs. We are going to go through this in just a little bit. I wanted to show you this right here, if we can get it uncovered. This right here is the backbone. It's covered again, but there's the skeletal system again. This is the entrance, this is the esophagus, which would be coming down, well, the glottis, coming down from the frog's mouth after they'd eaten something. And then this was, that's where the stomach was attached. I cut that. This is muscle right along in here, or meat, but this is the bone, this is the backbone. We're pretty much done, like we've now emptied out the frog, literally, and so I like to get the frog itself, body, out of the way.
I unpin you.
Move it, and then we now can concentrate on the organs that we have and kind of talk more about the organs and see them separately. There, that's better, I think, right?
A little bit.
So technically they would be sitting like this in the frog. The heart is right here. The liver. And so what we're going to do is to cut off the heart and the lungs. Well, if we flip this over, let's look at it this way, too. It's kind of cool to look at it this way, the back side of things. This is easier to see. This is the kidneys that I was trying to show you. So we flip it over. Oh, it's fine. It's no big deal. So we're going to try to cut the heart. I don't know if I'm going to be very good at this. It's been a while. Oh, shoot, I cut through the heart. I'm trying to keep the lungs with the heart. So it's not going to be very fun for you to watch this on the screen. Sorry if it's just kind of like hands in the way or whatnot. I'm just trying to get... Okay, so I'm going to get a paper towel. It's white so we can see that a little bit better on the back surface.
When you see this is a heart, it's like up close.
Alright, so if I put this on white, sometimes it's easier to see where the other lung goes. Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, it fell off and I started
That's fine. That's fine. Well,
it's getting wet.
now it's just soaking that up. Ooey, guys, sorry. Ouch.
Sorry.
Okay. So, there are the heart and the lungs right there. They don't look like much. There it is, pretty close up. Lay down the heart.